Welcome back, everybody. Nobium here with another enthralling episode of Entropy TD. The TP that gives and gives and gives and gives and then frustrates and laughs at you. So we'll see what we got going for today. I was tabbed out, so I don't know how many people are in the game. I told them I was recording the game and gonna publish it on YouTube. So, well done, sir. That was pretty funny. There are more than a few characters that play this game. Just yes, that was clever. All right, so let's take a look. 51 towers, plenty to work with. 5%, so we do have some time. Got some air, got some more air. 2 air titans. All right. The 2 air titans make me think you might want to go single target, but an idea I firmly believe in is make sure you understand the wave that can be most abused. In this situation, it is the split titan. So you kill it, it splits into 2. It does gain some lives, but it's a... Oh, I'm rethinking that what I'm talking about. But it does gain some lives, but it also gives you a chance to use a splash tower to really punish it, so to speak. Income was essentially free. Take it. I built the one tower here, just trying to do as much damage as possible. Let's go take a look at who we got. So, New Man appears to be the second strongest player in the game. So remember last game I played the whole game and with 8 other people, and could win I think 40 or 50 points. This game I only have 4 people, but they're a little bit stronger, and I can still gain those same 50 points. So 5%. With those 2 errors, it opens up the possibility that somebody's going to go cheese and just throw the AA on there. So I'm trying to think how I want to do this. I really don't think AA is the way to go, because you're going to totally give up the split. Imagine this 80 was over here. Then you might have some things with discharge, especially if you could put it like here and get turned on the way to 1. Yeah, the boss would still shut off though. So as soon as you touch the trigger, it turns on. When it gets out of range, it will turn off though. And because the Air Titan is only one of them running, it would spend almost all the wave turned off, unless you could buy a crud load of ranges, which are not possible like last game. Q-ups are expensive and pointless at this point. These I'm not a big believer in, but that first one is so cheap, I think you'll end up taking it at some point. Income is really cheap too. So you can kind of get an idea if somebody maybe is thinking AA, because if they're thinking AA, they'll probably just build 1 tower and leave it alone. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to do my TPs here. Do I have a rock break? Nope. So I can come, imagine I do something like this. I can come down here and get the TPs. TP2 does almost nothing for me, the way it is. I could flip this. That. And now maybe TP2 starting to do something? I don't know. So I'm building back this way. And my tower would have to be over here somewhere to give me... I think I could still hit the boss titan from here. So maybe we built just enough wave to maze to get the bonus damage, but it doesn't look like it. I think by the time I make it to that TP, though, I will. Unless everybody has the same idea. which I imagine they would. So what I'm doing, the next wave is the Air Titan. So it's going to fly there and fly back. So all these towers are going to get 2 passes. Just trying to steal the bonus damage, basically. Have I done anything super special? No, I have not. But if I can, it is 10 minerals up for grabs. It's wave number times 2. So it's a little bit less important than the income, which is times 3. People, I think, play that backwards. To me, the income is times 3, and it's guaranteed. Other people look at it as, well, I didn't have to pay for it. Let me try and get the times 2 for free. Well, because it's times 3 and it's guaranteed forever, that's why I go income. So I was close doing my cheesy little pile stuff up over here. Let's do this. Actually come over here and grab both TPs just in case. Ooh, can't quite get in there. Darn you. Alrighty then. Nope, I can't get there. Take these 2, put them there and here. And we're out of supply. Okie dokie. So I gotta start thinking about how I'm gonna get finish looped into this mess. So I can kind of build around and then connect it by building here. I'm still not liking TP2. I wish there was more I could do. At this second, I'm just not seeing it. But hopefully you've seen some games where I've said that early, like, yeah, I don't see what to do, and then, oh, by the end of the game, look what we found, type thing. That is pretty common. Let's see. Income is 201. So I'm a little bit worried about somebody potentially putting like an AA right here somewhere, because you're going to get 2 good passes. Pretty much by good passes, I mean they're going to fly through almost the exact diameter, the full length of your circle if you put a tower there. So I'm keeping an eye on that. So somebody's damage shoots way up. Let me see what I'm talking about. So here, it's flying the straight line to the points. That's almost right through the middle of the circle. So the AA is going to have some potential here, being that half of the waves are air. But I think Split Titan is going to be where the game is won and lost. So we're keeping an eye on it. So somebody just starts going ridiculous. So you notice they were jumping by 20 damage, 70, almost to 90. So 20 damage is telling me he either is starting to max this tower right here with plans. That is a very cheap AA. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm not going to build out and spend all of my minerals, because I might have to do a defensive move of saying, all right, I just have to build an AA. Not because I think it's best, but because if I don't build it, I'm dying. So I'm going to keep an eye on the damage there. So let's take a look. So you notice he's not doing the same jumps at 20. Oh, there it goes. It took him a little bit. So that makes me think maybe he's built on the 40. That's a little weird. Or he already has included finish. That would be a reason if it had to go around first. That would explain it. Let's see here. Oh, can't quite on him. Yes, almost 600 health. I'm not going to be able to kill him to show you what he would have had he died. Let's finish closing this up. Look at that. There's perfect amount of space. That is not ideal, but we can do that. And then notice I can close that off for 1 tower. Right, so I'm going to close it there. And then I need to connect this to the wall, and the spacing is just a little messed up. The game is liking us to waste supply here, apparently. So, where can I build more mains? This spot here. So, let's see what we can do. Like the spacing is just not right to get past in there. I need to be able to get down. Yeah, there's too much going on there. I can't make it. And I could do it with a bunch of 1x1s. I could put a loop there, and then it doesn't look like there is. So towers there, towers there. I can make a mini tiny loop, but that isn't going to be worth doing. So I think his tower's definitely here, though. Take this damage down. So let's see here. Can't reach over here, so these aren't doing any good at all. How much is a 1x1? 23. Go there just to. Actually. So what I'm seeing is they're going to. This line from here to there isn't long enough to keep them out of the range long enough for it to work right. So that's why I'm building this. I mean, I could even push this out if I needed to a little bit. I have a little bit of room there. I could push this up and push them down a little bit. Actually, I think I can actually get them to come back into the range. Thinking this is going to be my tower, either this one, that one. I think I like the top one a little bit better. So that is definitely not an AA tower. You can't do that yet. That's ridiculous amounts of damage. So let's go back. The 5% seed, but there are 0 good spots to do damage. The only advantage we get is range, or more range, or nothing at all. Very rarely does nothing at all win you the game. So I'm guessing one of these ranges is going to be the way to go. Considering where that air is at. Your ability to expand. The air, this 20 is probably the best spot for the air. You don't want to give away waves if you don't have to. So that's another basic idea of kind of like don't use 1x1s if you don't have to. Don't give away the air if you don't have to. Don't give away levels. Might not necessarily be air. What I'm looking at is, can I slide through here? And yes, absolutely we can. Why would you do that, you ask? Because I'm thinking this. So now, when they come over here, they have to do all that. On the way to 2, can my tower hit? Nope, not yet. But this tower was the other one, and I could get it for 1 tower supply, so like that. So now this tower, I think, is slightly better, but now I can't hit here. No matter where I go. It's min range. I think min range isn't going to work. I don't think they're doing that. Min range seems weird. I need to stop incoming. I want to play it safe. Take the HD for now. And later, HD won't be horrible. So if somebody goes AA, I'm going to lose on the air, but I'm going to make it back on this and the Bravelings. So I'm okay with that. I think those two waves combined can overcome the air. Or at least that's what I'm betting on. Somebody hit the snooze. So I remember we said, what did the leader start with? 1060, so I killed it, and now it has 1170. So they're slowly gaining life. Hit points. What I'm thinking of is putting HDs here for a little while, and then going something splashy, because eventually there's going to be like 10 of these guys, is I think how many you can actually get. So if there's 10 of those running, a splash tower or something like flame would end up being really strong. The flame would still hit the air, whereas splash would be on the ground and give up the air. So I'm thinking a flame tower would be okay, and it's going to, I would say it's flying right at us and right away from us, but it's only one of them, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Range is expensive. That second life buy down might be important later. Again, I'm not a huge life buy down person, but there are people I've seen it matter, but it's just not something I do very often. Unless it's really cheap. So all of this stuff here could be tucked up right against the wall. And I could make them run down toward me a little bit. But I'm only gating it from to and from point 1. I don't get it to 2, or don't get it on the TP. I don't get it to finish. 1 kill would be nice. Come on, die, yay. He also got 1 kill. I would think by now, if you were going an AA tower, you would have it up. And you probably wouldn't have incomed as high. The AA is a little bit of like what I refer to almost as an ambush tower. Like you throw it on people when they weren't expecting it. Makes it as lethal as you can make it. So these 2 towers are doing absolutely nothing. So let's make them do something. What else is not doing anything? I'm not getting TP2, so there's no reason to do this down here. That instead. Sometimes you think about flipping the entire maze, turning it all inside out. So let me just explain. So let's pretend I curled this up to the wall. I can put, is there space there to do? Yeah, there is space to do 2 1x1s to get this under the wall. So I could go up here and close that in. And then I could send my maze out here, bring it back, shoot some more stuff, hit TP1. And the more I talk about it, the more I think I want to do that. So I'm going to flip everything on this next airway. Hopefully. Let's take a look. So 782. I'll type it in. 782 is our wavelength. Wavelength isn't the end-all, be-all. It's more important how much time you spend on the wave, and even more important than that, how much time does your tower actually shoot? How many shots does it get in? I mean, if I'm running around way over here, that does absolutely nothing for me outside of waste time. So it yells at me, "Hey, you're blocking." No, I'm not. I'm leaving the top left open. Stop it. Alrighty. So I'm going to continue. This can all be sold. This can all be sold. Let's close that. These. Oh, actually, don't need 3 of them. That stinks. So my supply depot's way over here. Oops. Not the intent, but okay. Alrighty, Now let's have a think. Have a think. Let's close this down. Close that off. And now I can actually save a tower here. Get rid of that ugly bump. There we go. There's actually a rock that you can't. This rock here isn't formed completely. So now let's think. The maze still works as it works. TP2 isn't doing anything. But now I can play in the slow. Play in the slow like so. And I have a ridiculous amount of money because I'm busy doing other things. And I must have lost a few lives not paying any attention to what's going on. So an idea here, if you're not splashy, I like to target the last guy. And what that'll do is stretch out the line for me. I'm trying to keep something in range at all times. Or at least that's the hope. How am I doing? Not good. So that pack is not really helping me. And I'm lagging a little bit, which isn't helping. Remember the path we talked about? 598. So it's saying I'm a lot worse. But I don't think I am. I mean, I lost all of this, right? Remember, I was running all the way around this. So I lost all that length, but it was worthless length. It wasn't doing me any good. This length is still worthless, but it was there either way. So I believe I'm better the way I am now. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Make sure to get down into the slow. Nope, down one a little bit. What can we do here? Pretty good maze length he's got over there. I'm thinking, actually I'm out of supply, but I could close this and build a wall here just to the right of these and make them go over and around, but I don't see a reason to do that. Maybe you do and I'm just missing it. I don't know. So let's see. Nope. So if you're watching good people play this game, especially after you die, you'll see them constantly remazing. So as you've seen me talk through, like, hey, what if I do this? What if I do this? What if I do this? Just trying to make as much length as you can get out of your maze. So let's think here. This, would these two towers be better served over here? These towers, are they doing anything? Can I reach there? So this is bothering me, so I'm going to add a range, and hopefully that'll clean that up. So now I'm definitely going to get some shots in there. I can put a tower here, but that really isn't doing anything. I'm just curious. Let's take a look at how the charge will do. So I haven't really invested anything in it yet. Just if I sell this, I'm getting all my money except for the price of the original tower. So notice I am fully charged, which is good. Kind of what I would expect. When they get to about here, check the range out. Because it has a base of 8, so it can reach a little bit better. So notice right there, the tail's out of range. I'm losing all this time. But look at the charge. It didn't completely go away. It's okay to lose some. You just don't want to lose all, because then it takes all the 20 seconds to get back loaded again. And coming this way, I'm not going to lose anything. If I wanted to, I could put like a tower here and a tower here to pick up that length. I could even put a 1x1 to pick up all that length, if I were so inclined. So it's looking to me like charge might be okay. It's going to be okay on the ground. I don't know about the airwaves. It should be bad because it's not going to get fully charged for sure. So notice there, that wasn't bad at all. So what that's telling me is if I could bring this wall down, build a wall up here, just far enough so that my charge could keep shooting, it would stay charged like the entire way. And that would be a pretty big advantage. I mean, I could even relocate it here. So I'm not going to do anything yet. I'm going to let it play out. Let's see what it looks like on the airwave. So this is kind of like testing the tower. I want to know what I'm getting, what kind of value am I getting here, if that's what I choose to do. I guess I could even bring this way, TP1 out. I could bring it down that way and connect it to 2 and finish. It would pick up some length. I mean, it's worthless length, a lot of it though. Notice it's just so slow. But I'm doing okay anyways. My HD is holding in there. So that's telling me that second tower being charged seems to work. Is there something? So on the split, the splash, that can be lethal. Flame can be lethal. Infection can be really lethal. But I'm giving up the air doing that. I talk myself into taking charge. Okay, so the downside of charge is it takes a while to get going. Once it does get going, though, it has 2.02 damage multiplier, and HD is only 1.9, so it is like 5% stronger. And it has a longer base range. It has a range of 8 versus 7 for the HD tower. So this part stinks here. I might think about fixing that. And I'll show you what I was talking about earlier. But I'm out of money. So I'm going to cover up half of one there and then the bottom here. I think that leaves me just enough room. So imagine you're shooting an infection, shoots like an acid pool. So I hit there, everybody runs over it. It stays on the ground for a couple of seconds. I'm not sure what's going on, why I suddenly jumped out. I'm going to assume why I jumped way out is because I have a lot more income than everybody, and it's starting to pay off. I'm starting to get the investment back. Is that what's really going on? Only time will tell. Stop telling me I'm blocking. I'm not blocking, you worthless. Frustrating sometimes. So now, even if I have to do this, but think about what that's doing for my charge. So I need one more. Okay, so they're going to run around. I'm going to lose some charge, but when they get here, he's going to get completely refilled, I think, because the wavelength is so long. There's so many guys running. There's 12 runners. Air wave, so my charge is going to stink. But let's compare it. We can't compare damage because that's wholly unfair. But let's check the number of shots. Let's pretend that they're both doing, the same amount of damage per shot. $37 to $59. So not ideal, but it was still enough to win the wave. Weird. So what did Cat Fots? I wonder if he's a Boston cat or something. Cat Fots. So he's up and over TP1. That looks similar. Over here in this corner is just so cramped. He has so small of a maze opportunity. So that's why I did not go over there. That looks so cramped that you really can't do anything. All right, so let's take a look here. I'm doing 14 a shot on HD. 114 versus 99. So now that my charge is completely charged, what am I behind? 26 shots? I'm going to stay 26 shots almost the entire. I've be surprised if I ended up more than 30 or 40. Because I have a little bit, it's closer, but it has better range. So 27. So you see how that loop is working? He's staying completely charged. On the way back, I lost 1 square. That doesn't matter at all. So I think the charge was the way to go. So I've broken my rule of take your first tower, don't change. But hopefully you can see why I changed. I saw I wasn't in danger of losing the airwave, and it's going to offer me a better rest of the game here. I wish there was something you could do with TP2, but I'm just not seeing it. Because they're both on the wall, it's just not something you can really separate. And the best you could do is what I had done earlier, tower 1 by 1, hit it, and come, I mean, all you're getting is this little loop, though. So I don't see the point of doing that. We'll put them both at 60 damage ups. So now I'm actually doing more 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 5, 5. So 8 damage per shot increase. But it's going to start off slow. Let's check last wave. What did I end up? Exactly 20 shots slower. It actually gains some with the range, especially coming over here. I might be able to like push this way and do like a stupid loop over there if I wanted to. It's looking unnecessary. We're almost exactly the same damage. He got 1 extra kill. So does that mean he took more life buy downs, or is 300 damage enough to make the difference? I don't know. Okay. Is this charge? Where's my? If I go for another tower, is it better here or here? And truth be told, I don't know. So what did we do last time? We tested it out. Let's actually do 3 testing spots. Curious about this one. These 3 towers here. That one, that, oops, not that one. That one, that one, and this one. So I'm thinking this one here might end up being the best of the 3, but let's see. Got a ridiculous amount of money. It looks like I'm okay. But why not get more money? We love more money. And I'm not microing, so I end up with a giant pack instead of spacing them out. Remember, aiming for that last one, trying to space them out. If I had gone a splash tower to abuse this wave, I would do something else. So in the interest of showing you, I think I'll take something that does splashy. I don't think that air is going to matter as much. I'd love to be able to reach a little bit better with it. So remember, we're looking at this tower, this tower, and this tower. Let's see where we're at the moment. So 30 shots, 30 shots, 35 shots. So this one probably can't reach here. This one probably can't reach over here. Definitely isn't going to reach up there. I mean, I could buy a couple more supply depots. I think an infection or a flame would probably be enough. Or you could try an ambush type thing. I think that is unnecessary. So I'll miss this. He hit ready. If everybody hits ready, it'll jump the timer instantly to 5 seconds to go in the wave. So he's a little bit, he's like more over here because his tower stopped shooting before mine. And he won damage, but that didn't matter. Same amount of lives. I'm okay with that. I'm assuming I've got more income. So I'm okay with that. Don't have to win every wave. So because there's 12 links here, something like Flame would work really well. And the angle here is good. You want them running right at a flame tower, right away from a flame tower. That's pretty good. This is good. This would be okay. This is a mess. It would like to be straighter. I can fix it by doing this. So I'm thinking about making this tower flame. And what I want is them to run straight down here away from my tower. So I'm going to put a tower here to push them against the wall, and now they're going to run more of a straight line for me. And I think the flame should end the game on the split. So this is what I was talking about. I could ambush. See how this guy, he's a base tower, so it can be turned into anything. If I turn that into AA for the next wave, he would be like, where on earth did all that damage come from? Especially if there were more points and more potential damage. And I think I'm going to play for that, the flame. It'll make me a little weaker on the air, but I'm going to pick up a ton on the 2 ground waves. So his wave was shorter, but it looks like, yeah, just a little bit shorter. We're very close. It's almost no difference. This is what I was talking about. So I'm going to, it's okay if it's a little crooked, you know, it is a slight bend. So this is going to be a flame tower eventually. And I could even make that a flame tower too if I wanted. Let's just go ahead and do it. It'll be bad on the air. I think I'm out of good tower positions. So I'm going to throw ridiculous amounts of damage on here. Remember we talked about the Q is a bad investment, but now the next damage up, let's just call it 70, 210 to get +1 to all those, and this is going to be a better investment now. So let's check damages. 3,003, 7, 8, 5, 7. But my flame is meant for this wave. And we'll just buy all these Qs that I can afford just to be dumb. Now the flame shoots in a straight line. We can't see it because the colors on the map. You can see everybody's being impacted by it though. So it's going to start a little bit weak, but once I get a pack going, it is absolutely lethal. So flame likes packs. It likes slow zones. It really loves suicide if there's 5 or like 8 or more guys flying right at you. The suicide by definition is going to fly right at you. Makes your flame tire happy, so to speak. Notice my damage is way up. That's all flame tower. We got 72,000 versus 40,000 versus 40,000. So these two almost exactly the same. So the range is canceled. The extra range here has helped cancel out the slow essentially. But the flame. Let's go take a look at what he did. So I was right, he's on that bottom corner. You could tell that by the pacing of his airwave. So he just went HD, 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 HD. Where's he? What on earth? How does this? So his finish, he didn't use this stuff down here. Good game. Let's take a look at his income. He's at 6. Pretty good. Where was I? 7. We both have the 3 life buy downs. He did not use the Qs. I did. And I have the third length increase was a bit ridiculous, but the first 2 maybe you could justify. So we ended up with a very similar maze and similar ideas there, which is why we lasted about the same amount of time. So hopefully you learned something. If you have questions, comments, want to know why we did something, hopefully I narrated it well enough to where you don't have questions, but hit us up in the comments if you need something, and hope to see you in the next lobby. Take care.